Having not played Red Dead Redemption for a very long time, I figured that it'd be a good idea to revisit multiplayer again so I could finally go and clean up my trophies on PS3. Because for some bizarre reason I decided to never go and get the full 100% on there. Now I only have one trophy left, but one thing that made me realize is how fantastic Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer actually was. Obviously we all know the single player, and I'm currently going through that again as well, trying to get 100% on Xbox One or Xbox 360 for that matter, and just like trying to get all the achievement before Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out. And obviously the single player is what the single player is. There's enough been said about that. It's simply fantastic, and if you never played it, you're missing out. Go play it before Red Dead comes out. Xbox One being the best version you could get. Yes, I know, coming out of my mouth it sounds very unbelievable, but it's the prettiest looking version out there, and PS3 kind of looks very rough for this type of days as well. But in this video I kind of want to mostly talk about multiplayer, because single player obviously we all know and love, but multiplayer I've gotten a very warm, nostalgic, and also a really good feeling to play again, because if there's one thing about multiplayer is that it's simple but it works. GTA Online is very bloated with a lot of content, and what Red Dead Redemption did is that it knew its place. It knew what the game was, it knew what direction the game wanted to go to, and it just kind of stuck with that. In Red Dead Redemption you don't have like character customization and all that type of stuff, but there's a lot of the stuff in there that was carried over to GTA Online, such as the gang hideouts, for example. This is obviously in a much smaller version returned to GTA Online in the form of gang attacks. Unfortunately they didn't really expand upon it a lot like they did in Red Dead Redemption, where there was a lot more depth to those gang hideouts, and there was obviously also a reward for getting the high score in those gang hideouts as well, giving you an explosive rifle with 5 bullets. And obviously the first thing you would do if you would get that is go to the nearest farm and blow up some cows, because why not? And if there's a other person that decides like, hey, what's this guy doing in that gang hideout that he just completed, you decide to greet him with an explosive rifle shot to his horse and then to him, because that's funny, and you see him just splat out of nowhere, and it's very, very cool. But before people start typing away like, oh my god, you know, explosive rifles are OP, the thing is, back then Rockstar knew what balance was, kind of. The only way to get an explosive rifle was by completing a gang hideout and get a high score in that, and also it was on free aim, and you also had only 5 bullets, and also if you died you lost the rifle and you would have to complete a gang hideout again. See? Balance. It is possible. They did know a few years ago how to do it, but obviously GTA Online and Red Dead Redemption are two completely different games. So my hope for Red Dead Redemption 2's multiplayer is that they're going to take a similar approach like they did with Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. The reason I'm saying that is because Red Dead Redemption multiplayer just simply works. It's simple, but it's fun. Another prime example of that is that if you wanted to play a quick match, you could very much and very easily do that. You'll be in a match in literally seconds. Compared to GTA Online, you have to sit through a bunch of loading screens and hope for the best, and typically you'll be sitting there with some dumbass host deciding what the hell you're going to do next, because he can't figure out as a rank 5 how to toggle a few things inside of a menu, because, you know, brain is something that a lot of these kids are lacking these days, I suppose. But hey, go play some Fortnite, I guess. See, that was the brilliant thing about Red Dead Redemption multiplayer as well. There were no host things, and as much as we all love the freedom that GTA Online gives us with the settings you can choose and whatnot, it would at least be a very cool thing to have inside of Red Dead Redemption 2's multiplayer, how you could toggle settings, but you could also just decide to not mess around with that and just simply want to play some matches that Rockstar decided the settings and the weapons for, like happened in Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. And if you're unlucky like me and you run into Miss Stoner 85 again, who decides to do nothing but spawn camp and sitting on roofs all the time, and yes, I know that this is the person that does it all the time, because I happen to run into this person quite often when playing the multiplayer. Because yes, the multiplayer is still active, but primarily in PvP modes you do tend to sometimes see the same people come around, and especially if they sit there on roofs all the time and start to annoy you really a lot with that, you start to recognize some names. So Miss Sweet 85, if you're watching, please stop camping, just have some fun please. I mean, come on. But anyway, if you run into Miss Sweet 85 and you think, you know what, screw this, I don't want to deal with this, in the middle of the match you can select quick match again and be jumped into a different match. Now this is where stuff turn around again, because, you know, sometimes in this quick match you just go from a team match to a just regular death match. And off you go. In seconds you are in a brand new match that happened to be in progress as well. And you just, you know, go on a 7 kill streak like it's nothing. That's just the wonders of Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. It's a very different game than GTA Online is, and it's definitely a lot more clunky than you're probably used to from GTA Online when it comes to the combat. It definitely takes a long time to get used to, and I'm personally still very terrible at it, as you can probably see by a lot of the gameplay that you're seeing on your screen. Nevertheless though, it's a very fun experience to go back to Red Dead Redemption multiplayer, and I highly suggest you doing the same thing if you haven't already or haven't done so in a little while. Obviously start with a single player because that is where the Red Dead Redemption shines, but if you have some spare time left, definitely give multiplayer another shot if you haven't done so in a while, because it can show you that Rockstar is indeed very good in making multiplayer games if they keep them fun and simple. GTA Online obviously has become this very big and bloated thing when it comes to content, and while it's still a fantastic multiplayer in my opinion, a lot of people are very, I guess, upset with the direction it has gone. So hopefully Rockstar is going to do the right thing with Red Dead Redemption 2 and try to keep it fun and simple. Obviously, it being in the Wild West, I think they're kind of forced to do so anyway, but we'll see how that's all going to work out. But anyway, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments down below. Are you replaying the game as well? Are you having as much fun with it as I am personally? And are you trying to use it as well to cool down that hype you have for Red Dead Redemption 2? Let me know in those comments down below. With all that said and done, thank you very much for watching. Again, if you want to see me play Red Dead Redemption 2 and try to get that 100%, then definitely come out to my Twitch stream sometime. Link is always in the description down below. You have to pay your follow, you know. You might be happily surprised with my lack of skill in Red Dead Redemption 2. And you might see a horse falling down Pike's Basin out of nowhere. Yes, it happens. Stay tuned for the Twitch highlights for that one. Anyway, dudes, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.